Welcome to episode 60 of We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And every week, Steve Wildcard and I get together and we do our best to just take all of our issues and force them to play children's games against each other until they murder one another, and we are left with no problems. It's a veritable Squid Gamey situation in which Steven and I do our best to just make something comic booky in the world. Most recently, it's been a semi-autobiographical time travel graphic novel musical, and Steven, we published it. How does it feel, Steven? How does it feel to be a published comic book creator now?
It's pretty dang incredible. It's what's amazing me is like how many digital copies we've sold, considering we have so many Kickstarter backers that we still need to send copies to too. So you like combine those two numbers together, and it's like a really impressive like launch for this, which is I'm so stoked about it. It's like so incredible, like how much response we've had for it.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm like beside myself. It's like overwhelming how much like support, and not just support, like actual like enjoyment and like appreciation that we've been like seeing from people about this project. And like it's crazy. I mean, like anyone who's been following along knows like what we've gone through to make this thing, and like how much it sucked for me most of the time, you know? So it's just like, I don't know what I was expecting or hoping for, but like getting those responses back is like, it's the validation I didn't know I wanted, you know? Like it's like I am very much, Steven, I am like, I think you can attest, like if like I am not the person who like, if I tell a joke and it doesn't land, I won't just stop telling jokes, Steven. I'll just keep talking and it won't matter. And I'm just like, you know what? I'll find my audience. I'm going to keep talking until someone likes me. And like, and that's, it usually has the opposite effect. People just like don't like me very much sometimes.
Please keep walking away.
Yeah, just slowly walk away.
I'll see you like retweet jokes too, just to kind of see if the audience is different in the evening hours versus the early morning hours. And
dude,
it really does work sometimes.
It works. It's the thing. Is that like, and that's like I cannot be conditioned away from doing certain things. You know, like I get it. Like I am like anyone who's worth like talking to. I think like I'm totally willing to like learn and evolve and grow and like actually like find perspectives where I can find them. I steal people's eyeballs and I'm like, give me those eyes. But I, you know, I am growing, but there are some things that are, I'm just like, oh, I thought that was pretty funny. I think that like generally speaking, this is funny. You don't like this? They're gonna like that. I'm gonna show you. I'll show you. And you know, so like I posted, and then I'm like, look, these 3 people liked it. It wasn't for you or 7 billion other people, but these 3.
But hey, these 3 people lived the proper conditions in their life to understand the nuances of this silly joke.
Exactly. Like I'm okay with having like the kind of like the clay fingerprints that are all over my body for like, you know, as I'm moving in motion in my life and growing and changing, and like the stop motion animated film that's happening, I'm allowed to have some dirt and fingerprints going on along the way. You know, and like other people recognize that, and they're like, they see the art in the, like they see the magic in the idiocy, you know, like there's no, I'm not like, oh, I'm a sneaky man behind the curtain, you don't know what's going on. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna keep saying this stuff and hopefully someone likes it. But dude, doing that about this book and like letting people see how much it kind of destroyed me, but in a good way. Like it was also very cathartic, and it was, you know, it was something that like I'm really glad I got out. And you know, if you read the book, you know, you can see how I kind of went through that emotional journey that I don't think I was necessarily there until writing the book. You know what I mean? Which is probably why it was so painful to write, because I was like actually trying to suss out how I felt about a breakup.
Actually had to engage like the actual moment again. Like you know, even if you thought you were resolved, it's like, are you ever really resolved unless you can like put this thing right in front of you and like address like all these intricacies in the situation and like try to like weigh their emotional responses and where they were coming from. And like you have, because you're telling a story, so you actually kind of have to see the full circle of what's going on. So like I can only imagine how cathartic that was, like to actually try to view it objectively, basically.
Of course, dude. And like, and that's kind of what the nonsense I was just saying about stealing people's eyeballs is like, that's not something, and I'm sure most people, or at least a lot of people who are willing to be honest for a second, can agree that like you don't often put yourself in the person's perspective when they cheat on you or break up with you. And like, you know, if there's like some sort of like dramatic or traumatic situation, it's very hard to be empathetic in those moments, at least in real time. You know, like
Yeah,
when someone's
absolutely.
like when someone's jabbing a knife in your chest, you're not like, oh, I'm sure that knife is heavy on your arm. I'm sure it hurts a little. Oh no, you know, like it's you're
We're
not.
not all Adam from Taking Back Sunday apologizing for bleeding on your shirt, okay?
Exactly.
Like you just stabbed me. Like
Yeah, you're stabbing. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that's exactly it, dude. We're all one emo song away from the truth. At all times. So it was a lot to go through that, and it's just like, and I've never been the type of person who's needed the validation from people to say like, oh, like I'm gonna keep being myself because you say it's okay. Like I'm just gonna like I am doing my best. I'm trying to be a good person. Like I make mistakes like anyone else, you know, but I try to like grow and evolve based on like what perspective I can gain from the world. So I've never really been someone who's like needed the medals or like the pats on the back or like, you know, and maybe that comes from like not getting enough as a kid. So I'm like, I don't need it. Like I'll make my nope. Like, you know, that being said, dude, like getting it, like overwhelmingly, like just having that, all of those stars like in our sky, basically, you know, like the constellation of this thing is something that's like beautiful and like ostrich shaped now. Like there are enough stars to make like a universe of awesome for us, you know, like I can't believe it. Like I never would have imagined it.
It really, yeah, it's crazy for sure.
And it's just like the words that people are using to describe both of our work is just it's like there's no better word than overwhelming. It like literally is. Like I don't know how to respond to it aside from to say thank you. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you read our book and you actually enjoyed it, and I just hope you're not lying. And I'm gonna take it at the surface level and do my best to just like I tried, and I know Steven tried, and I know we like did our best for this book as you know, as best as we could, you know, at that time in our lives, you know, and I think like we're getting better and better, but like it's so hard, Steven.
It makes me like, what if it's like what's that prank show on True TV with the four guys that like are best friends forever? Anyways, like I just imagine like, all right, now go ahead and log on Amazon and leave a 5-star review and tell them that you loved it, and then it's like them laughing. Like that's what I'm imagining.
The lamest, most wholesome punked in the world. Like Jamie Kennedy,
we got you.
Like, yeah, whatever. There's nothing we can do except for just like accept it as it comes and like not identify too much with it. We're still just doing our best and we just be thankful. That's where I am mentally, and I'm just like, I'm thankful that like we were able to accomplish what we've accomplished. Hopefully it continues. We're gonna do our best to make sure it does, you know. Speaking of which though, how did you do this week?
I got song 2 done. Song 2 is completely done, and I started song 3, so they really won't take that long once I like progress on them. I could even potentially finish the whole thing this week. So, but yeah, I got all of song 2 done, and I got song 3 started. So it's all about vibing it out first. Like right now I'm on that part of song 3 where I'm kind of like, I know where the notes are. What do I want the bass to do in response to the piano? What do I want these other sounds to basically like, how am I creating the soundscape for this song? And song 3 is actually kind of tricky because it's very, I don't know, I almost feel like just the pianos and voices almost enough, but I think there should be something going on just to connect it, because the piano's kind of far apart.
You gotta, yeah, for sure. I think like it's very rare that I throw any meat on those bones, Steven. But every once in a while, it's like, oh, he did it. I love
the melody. I love the melody of it. I just don't want to take away from it. You know what I'm saying? Like I love the that somber, almost like, I just think of like how simple like some brand new tracks are with just the acoustic, and then the band comes in like 3 minutes later, you know, something like that maybe for that song, because it just starts off so solemn and like, I don't want to take away from that. Like those every piano stroke kind of matters with the voice.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure, dude. What I'm hearing, Steven, is last week, if I recall correctly, you wanted to finish at least one song. And this week, Steven, you succeeded.
I succeeded. Although, according to Jax, I did not succeed because Jax demanded I do too.
Well, Jax was demanding too. I'm gonna veto that. I'm gonna say like I love Jax. If you didn't listen to our show last week, we had a fantastic guest. And she's one of my favorite people. She's lovely, fantastic opinions on mermaids. However, I'm gonna say that my decision to say focus on one song was the right way to go, and you did slightly more than that, which is amazing, and I'm gonna call it a total success, which is something we haven't done a lot because we focus on failure. We just like inherently think it's funnier. I don't know why, but it is.
We just fail all the time. We just sit there. But I think it's important to show people that like you can fail and still succeed. So just
exactly, yeah, dude.
Set these mini goals, but That's the whole perk of setting up goals every week is if you fail, it's not as tragic if you like only fail one huge goal later in the year, you know? So I think that's the whole point.
Like one way to look at it, I think, is like the finished product will be the top of the staircase, right? And like every week we choose how many steps we're going to take. If you take one step, we're still making progress. If you try to take a step, we're still making progress. You know what I mean? Like
my foot is lifted. I'm almost there.
Yeah. And like, well, and that's the truth. And that's all it's ever going to be, is like doing whatever you can in that moment, whatever moment it is, to take as many steps forward as you can. Some days it's literally 0 steps. Some days it feels like backward steps, and it's often not, you know, which is, I mean, like, especially once you get like, it's very difficult to actually step backwards, is the thing. Like once you actually start taking those steps toward a project, even failure is a step forward, because you're learning what not to do and what to do, you know. So you're always climbing those steps, as long as you're trying and not quitting, you know.
If I've deleted all the files by accident and I have none of the music in them, how did you step backwards? I stepped backwards.
I stepped all.
I smashed the iPad. There's no colors left. Kablam lost all the original files. We're starting from scratch. Yeah, right. The amount of times we've sent those files back and forth between each other, they're all over the internet.
Even we're gonna need an elevator, not just an elevator. Get Willy Wonka on the phone now. We need his elevator. Why was he hiding this technology from people? He can fly in an elevator. What is this?
Yeah, that's pretty impressive tech. Like, he's basically the Tony Stark of his universe.
He was
like
the chocolate Tony Stark for sure. He's the candy. He's probably the Easter Bunny, right? Like, who else could do it? But why does he have aliens? They have to be aliens. They don't exist on our planet. I've never seen an Oompa Loompa. I've never heard of Oompa Loompas on our planet otherwise. So they have to be from it. Like they're aliens, right? Or multidimensional beings of some sort who like communicate in song. Why does he have multidimensional singing beings churning his chocolate and stuff, when he has the tech that he has? Or are the Oompa Loompas robots? He says that he found them, but like maybe he's just hiding his tech, because that's what Tony Stark type people do.
They're his Jarvises, basically. They're just all like ready to go.
I think we cracked Willy Wonka on accident. We just we're like solve that, like crack that case wide open. Go get him, Slugworth or whatever. This week I was super successful. Okay, so I got all of the files ready for print, created a cover, and not only a cover, but like all of the interior pages that like would go in between the test books and everything. For those of you who don't know, we're printing up all of our previous attempts at making comic books, and we're putting them all into one thing that I'm calling this Ostrich Colony Scrapbook. And it's a full issue of The Absentees, one of our very first ever attempts at making a comic book. It's a full issue, lettered and penciled, and it looks beautiful. The second thing that's in the book is The Scavengers, which is a 7-page like extravaganza of the best art that Steven's ever made.
And it was going to be like a pitch to Image. I think we just never put it together, or maybe we did send it. I don't know. I don't think we ever did send it.
I don't think we ended up sending that. I think we should have, because I think we would have heard back from them. But yeah, it's crazy because it's a really good. So anyway, we've been putting that together for the Kickstarter backers. We're also just going to print a bunch, so if anyone's interested, we'll have them available at like conventions, and also just like online, we'll be able to just send people and get them out. But I completely did that, and I didn't even plan on that, but I was just like, I really wanted to get that done, and what I really wanted to get done was outlining all of issue 1 of Deathless, and I did it. I completely outlined it. Not only did I outline it, but I started just like solidly writing it, and I've already thumbnailed 5 pages.
That's amazing. You can send them to me, by the way, because I have like those weird times where I can't work on music. So like, if I'm like, drawing on my pad already, I might as well just like progress your thumbs. So go ahead and send them to me just to
I think I'll send you some other stuff too, because like I'm starting to flesh out like who the characters are now, like who the like main cult, I'm just gonna call them cultists. They're not, but like the main cultists, the group in the book who like become the antagonists, and then the Douglas, like you kind of have an idea of who Douglas is, because we're mostly gonna base him off of like your look. But dude, I don't know, like so far I really like it. I've come up with a few ideas that I'm gonna put in the first issue that like I'm excited for, because I kind of like I was thinking about it too much like an episode of TV. At first, where I was just like, oh, like it can end like this, and it's like an exciting turn where you kind of see that like Deathless can move his hand or something. You know, it's like, oh no, you know, like the eyes open at the end of the issue. But then I was like, people want to see what this creature would do with this guy's body. You know,
Yeah,
so
for
I was
sure.
like, I need at least a few pages where he's running around as Douglas, you know? So I was like, I arranged the whole book where I was like, I really like what's happening in the book now. And like, I think it's all going to make sense, and it's going to be like really funny, I think. So I don't know. I'm excited.
That's funny's always great with that genre of like the horror, mild fantasy, like spell, like it's a good thing to like inject into that for sure.
Oh dude, I'm so excited. So I've been like, I worked on that all day today, and I worked like last couple of days I've been working on that and just getting all the prints ready, and you know, but it feels so good to get all the stuff done. Steven, we have, and I like whatever, I'm just so thankful we have not gone a day without making a sale of our comic.
That's amazing. What's the total up to now?
I think it's 73.
Oh my gosh, that's oh, I almost dropped an F-bomb, but that's freaking crazy.
Yeah, so I think so far in the very first week of having our graphic novel out there digitally, we've sold like 73. You know, we're almost at 100 on the first week. That's really cool, dude.
That's
like,
so cool, dude.
73. If you told me, like, and you know what? I'm sorry, universe. I don't mean to throw this out to you. I don't want to taunt anything here, but like, I'm just saying, if you told me that I would only ever sell 73 copies of a thing, that's amazing. I sold 73 of a comic book. You kidding me? Like, that is total success, Steven. We freaking like got 70, and like, not to mention, like you said earlier, it's like there are already a lot of people, like Kickstarter backers, who are waiting for their books to be delivered, which, by the way, I'm desperate to deliver these books to people. So if you're listening to this right now or watching this right now, if you backed us on Kickstarter, go check your email and like search for Kickstarter, search for Play It Again, search for Anthony. I don't know, like just find this thing, type survey, because we send out surveys and everyone, like a lot of people, I know everyone got them, but it's just a matter of finding them and completing them and sending them into us. So, because I spent a night just sending them out to everyone. So you definitely, if you backed our book, you have it. And I want to get this book out to you. So just get your survey back to us. Also, while I'm just like randomly talking to the camera and people, click the button at the button, like subscribe to our podcast, please.
Just do it, guys. Come on.
Now.
Like,
no,
we need you all so much.
We do. No, we really do. Dude, but I feel so good about all this. Like, I'm super ambitious lately. Speaking of like Kickstarter and like ambition and stuff, dude, there's a group of guys who make comics called SeerNova Comics. Have you seen them? They're pretty cool. Maybe. They do like this like breakfast talk podcast where like, you know, like they get together and it's just like a few guys, and they're usually pretty funny, and you know, they reference a lot of movies and stuff, and you know, it's just like a very casual conversation. They talk about like making comics and publishing and just like, you know, kind of like what we do. You know, it's very similar. Like, we should be friends, you know. I don't like, just like we'd hang out at the same places and, you know, watch the same movies and stuff, you know. So it's just like, they seem like cool guys. But I just realized the other day they have a horror anthology called the Chronicles of Horror, and it's the second one that they've done, and it's on Kickstarter right now. And at the time of releasing this episode, they're only gonna have 3 days left. And dude, I don't want to break our streak, because so far every Kickstarter we've talked about on here has succeeded. They're close. They asked, and I think they were a bit ambitious. I don't know. Like, we should probably be more ambitious is the thing, you know. Like, I'm just like I don't know. I don't even know how to judge that stuff, dude. Like, and you know, we've talked about this when we were like launching our Kickstarter, where it's like, I don't want us for too little and then not, and be like, oh, well, we got $5, you know. Like, I don't know. But I don't know. Like, their book looks really cool. It's a horror anthology. The art looks fantastic. I'm sure it's gonna have great stories. The first one was really successful, so it all looks great, and there are a lot of cool rewards and stuff. So I'll post the link and everything below, and hopefully we can help them get to their goal, because I know they're pretty close. But it's like, it's coming. It's happening. Like, if they don't get there within the next 3 days, it's not gonna happen. And I'd hate that. I'd hate to see that, because they seem like cool people, and I don't, like, why would they not succeed? You know. So it's like, if we're gonna support anyone, like, let's try to help each other, you know, like the people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, people,
other indie publishers,
indie comics and stuff. So if you're out there and you're watching this right now and like you support us, like, here, click the link, like maybe you have $2, maybe you have $1, $5. I don't know. They have some cool rewards though. I pitched in. I can't wait to get my book. I want to get my book, and I'll get it if you help. But yeah, so it's only 3 days. So if you're watching this right now, know that like the clock is ticking, and hopefully they make it. SeerNova, good luck. But yeah, dude, how have you been this week?
I've been awesome. I got you can kind of see it in frame right now. I picked up a Marshall tube amp, so I got that going, so I can actually jam a little louder and kind of match something with my Gibson SG. The
Jam a little louder, match a little.
I was playing some Coheed earlier.
Play some Coheed, little louder, louder with audio.
Deer Hunter, I gotta watch it still. You should watch it too, because Dust is free, and also anyone that's watching, you should watch this also. But the Deer Hunter has a new concept that's coming out next year called the Indigo Child.
The Deer Hunter has a new concept. Deer Hunter goes on and on. Sorry, I'm sorry. I had to finish it.
It's great. While you do it.
Okay, but no. So Deer Hunter has a movie was it?
There's it's Casey and his wife are on the album, I'm pretty sure it's his wife. Tivoli, I think her name is. But they just released this like prologue, but like this album. I actually pre-ordered it, but it has like two tracks that are actually songs, and then the rest are just like soundtrack for the movie. So he scored his own movie. And it's like a 15 or 20-minute short film on this app called Dust, the Indigo Child on Dust. So yeah, give it a look. And like, if you haven't like listened to the Deer Hunter, they're pretty awesome. The newer albums are definitely more palatable for sure. Like Acts 4 and 5, Migrant is really good. But Act 4 is even like my foray into them. Like, I mean, Waves was their first. Like, it's not a single, but it's probably their closest thing to a single, and like that kind of got me into it. And
it's really
accepting
good,
all. Yeah, dude. I
love a little longer. I don't know why that's in my head.
It's in your head, man.
No, dude. Yeah, people should definitely check that out. I want to check out that short film. I haven't seen it yet. I want to.
And Dust is absolutely free, and not even that. If you don't want to download Dust, I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube through Dust. So like Dust has like published it to YouTube also. But
don't watch that right now. Watch us.
Watch us.
Subscribe to our channel, and then after that, watch all of our other episodes, and then after you watch all of our episodes, then you watch his thing. Then you watch. Casey,
then you can give Casey some love, because
he doesn't need us.
He doesn't need us. But Casey, if you ever want to come on our podcast, you are more than welcome to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get him on our podcast. You know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna call this right now. I'm gonna get Casey on the podcast. I can do this. I don't know why. Like, why would I not? I can do it. Watch. Everyone watch me. I'm gonna call this right now. I will get Casey on our podcast. It'll happen. It'll happen. I believe in us. Speaking of believing in things that might not happen, Steven, or don't make any sense, and it might be a little bit just insane, just madness that people believe. Crazy conspiracies and such, I'm just gonna use that segue, so I have to keep all that stuff I said. No, but speaking of like crazy things people believe, dude, I had a conversation recently with a person who just jumped right into my DMs. Just someone was like, someone put on the swim trunks, they put on their floaties, and they were like, I'm gonna go cannonball, and they like ran and just dove off right into the deep end of my DMs, and they were like, I'm coming in hot.
The most dangerous place to cannonball. I mean, your DMs are like the shallow end of the pool. Like, someone's gonna get hurt if they jump into there. You know?
Okay. Not only did this person jump in. Okay, so anyone who watches me, like anyone who watches us or like pays attention to my Twitter at all, you know that anytime someone comes into my DMs and seems even remotely sketchy, I just treat them as if they're either a robot or a scammer or a robotic scammer, and like we figure it out and we talk somehow, and it usually it's fun. It ends up fun for me and hopefully everyone else. I wasn't sure what was happening with this one, Steven. I wasn't sure, but he started off strong, and I want to talk about this because he came in hot. Like, he came in right away. Like, he made an offer to me. Let's open this up. I don't even know what to call this one. Maybe Anthony makes a friend. So I'm just hanging out one night. I'm hanging out just like everyone, like you do. I'm living on social media, swimming in those waters, just thumbing through, trying to come up with interesting, silly things to say so people like me more. And suddenly I get a DM, and I get a DM from someone named Robiul. And he is a freelancer. It says he's a freelancer, professional web designer, and graphic designer. Okay. So he messages me. Steven, would you mind playing the role of Robiul?
Yes, I will. But before I do that, I need to say, Anthony dates kind of a robot, but it's not a robot this time. Probably it seems like it's maybe a real person. So Anthony just dates a real guy, but not really because he doesn't date him. He just kind of like does this thing where like he has a conversation. Anyways,
Anthony dates a real guy.
Anthony dates a real guy.
Right. This one's called Anthony Dates a Real Guy. So.
Hello, sir. I'm a professional web and graphics designer. I can help you.
You can help me with anything? Because I could really use a hand.
Do you need any help?
It depends. Can I trust you?
Yes, you can trust me. I'll give you 100% of your work. You can trust me.
I think Keanu Reeves is on Twitter pretending to be someone who is pretending to be Keanu Reeves.
I don't understand. Please tell me again.
I think the real Keanu Reeves is on Twitter. Check out @ReevesDude. I think that's actually him pretending to be a parody account. I need your help to expose him. And then, okay, so here's the thing. For those of you who haven't been paying attention or like haven't watched our previous episodes, I have a Keanu Reeves account on Twitter, and it's just @ReevesDude, and it's been me the whole time, just being stupid and just being me, just for fun, because I didn't want to be myself. I was like, I don't like me, and so I wanted to be Keanu Reeves for a little bit. So I was, and it was great. So just because I had this, I was like, yeah, I'll talk about this with this guy. So then he abandoned me for a little while, and I didn't like it. So I wrote, did you abandon me? Are you going to find him?
No, I did not abandon you.
Everyone always abandons me. They call me crazy because I know I'm right. He is the Keanu Reeves. I just know it.
Tell me how I can help you.
He blocked me. I don't know why, but Keanu blocked me. I think he knows I'm onto him. I need you to follow him. See if you can get close to him. Find the truth for all of us.
I'm not a detective.
Not with that attitude, friend.
Then?
What do you mean? Did you follow him? Are you trying to help me at all? I guess I'm alone. All right. So this is where, as Keanu Reeves, I noticed that I get a friend request. So as Keanu Reeves, I noticed that I get a new follower, and it just so happens to be a graphic designer, a freelance graphic designer named Robiul. So I get a message as Keanu Reeves, and it says,
hello, I'm a professional web and graphics designer. I can help you. Now, I just want to add, I think it's very funny that he came over with a mission, but he's still going to try to sell his services before he tries to help you out.
He's going for it. He wants to make some money off of both of us if he can. He's trying his best. So, who sent you?
Me.
Good. A straightforward, honest answer. I feel that I can trust you. Listen, I'm going to tell you a secret.
Yes, tell me.
I am not Keanu Reeves.
Then who are you?
I didn't expect any questions. I figured you would buy that immediately. You're good.
What to buy?
Robiul, you are good. Fine. The truth is, I am Keanu Reeves. But please, listen to me. You cannot tell anyone, Robiul. Not a single soul. I have enemies. You know how it is.
Tell me in detail. Otherwise, I will understand how.
There are few people who want to expose my secrets. Can I trust you? Will you promise to keep my identity to yourself?
Yes. Tell me.
I am not the only Keanu Reeves.
Oh?
So I, as the person who's been talking to Robiul as Keanu Reeves, took it upon myself to be like, okay, well, obviously I know they're talking. So I went and I was like, I'm going to be myself and call him out for it because he's not getting back to me. He left me. He left me for Keanu. He's like a star, he's like going after that star. He's a star chasing like so-and-so. And I was like, I'm not going to have this. So I created a new account to follow him, and I see that you're already following Keanu, Robiul. I thought you weren't interested in helping me.
He said, how can I help you?
Who? Wait, did he tell you who he really is?
What do I get then?
What do you mean? So, you know? You have information for me? Robiul, you owed so-and-so. Oh, I knew you could do it. You must have gone in deep. What did you learn?
I don't understand what you have learned.
I've learned that you followed Reeves Dude and learned that he is Keanu Reeves. So now I cut back to being Keanu Reeves. And I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna give Robiul something to tell me. So as Keanu, I say, you see, the reason Keanu Reeves appears to age at a much slower pace than most humans is because He has been cloned every few years and replaced by a new model. There is an island of misfit Keanus, and I long to be there. But for now, I am the Keanu. If I'm to make it to the island and retire, I will have to complete my mission without anyone finding out the truth.
If you don't mind, let me know what your mission is, if you will. What job do you do?
Okay, so Robiul is kind of being sneaky for me, right? Like, he's totally in there, like, trying to figure out who this guy is. He's sussing it out. He's like, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this clone situation, you know? And I was like, I was pretty proud of him and me for breaking, like, we're gonna find the truth and tell the people and save the world a little. So I wrote, as Keanu, I just need to lay low until the new movie is released, and then I can use this page to promote it as much as possible. Once I reach a predetermined amount of engagement, I will be released. But if anyone finds out that I am Keanu, they will come for me. I will be replaced.
Oh, I can understand.
I knew you could.
Will you help me?
What do you need help with?
We are very helpless. Can you help me with some money? My father is very sick.
Okay, so this is the thing that like always happens with actual scammers, with people who have no services or anything to offer, and they're just constantly. A lot of them are fake. Maybe some of them are true. We can't really know for sure. But you know, like if you're ever online, if you're on Twitter especially, you get the people who are going to give you the worst, saddest, most Oscar-worthy story in the world in order to get money from you, and basically just to get your information so they can take all of your money. So I didn't love it. I didn't love that Robiul like started hitting him up for just money. You know, like that was it. Went from like, hey, I can do something and make something for you to give me some money. Keanu says, Robiul, don't do this. We're family. I trusted you. And now, this. So if I don't give you money, are you going to tell the world who I am?
In return, I will give you a website or graphics work. No!
so Robiul, he starts realizing like, okay, wait, no, I don't want anything shady. I will give you graphics work. So he's like, okay, I'm not. He said he's not going to expose Keanu. That's not. I was like, I felt a little better. So he offers graphics work, and Keanu says, Robiul, I am a meticulously crafted clone. They programmed me to create websites and do graphics.
Believe it or not, I don't know, but my freelancing money is enough to support my family. You don't believe me.
Do you have a Fiverr account? A PayPal? I will pay you to find whoever is after me. Convince them that I am not Keanu Reeves.
No, I can't take any money for this. Sorry.
What?
Is he showing loyalty to?
Are you showing loyalty to me? But also, he also kind of refused to be... Okay, now I don't understand Robiul a little bit because he refused to be a detective, but he's clearly doing the work. He's putting the work in. Like he's actively engaged in he's like, tell me more. Is it love at first sight? And Keanu's like, no, I'm a clone. I'll put up a fight. Like, let's do this. And so like Robiul is in there. He is going in undercover for me, trying to figure this stuff out. Although he said he wouldn't do detective work, so it's a little confusing. It's a little confusing. But he also tells Keanu he's showing a little loyalty to me, maybe because I got to him first. I don't know what, but I confided in you. You know my secret shame, Robiul.
Then now. I need money and work to run my family.
I'm offering you $5 to do a little social media snooping. Look around and see if you can find anyone asking about me.
I don't want any money for your secret. If you have a job, tell me. Give me money in return.
The only thing I need is for nobody to know that I am Keanu Reeves. That isn't a job unless you can help me find my enemies. So now we go back to me. So I asked him if he has a Fiverr account as well. And he sends me the link. He sends me his Fiverr link, and he says,
I need work very much.
So I, as Anthony, respond, and I'm like, do you have a link to Fiverr?
Wait.
I don't know how to do that. I'm not a waiter. I'm a doctor. Damn it, Jim. See what I did there? You don't. I'm tired and have no patience. ... Doctor jokes. So he sends a link.
You are ordering?
I did. Yes. So I ordered. So I went on Fiverr and I ordered from him I'll post a picture up here of the actual order, but I ordered from him a thumbnail for YouTube for a conspiracy podcast that doesn't exist, in which I cracked the case of the clone ring, like Keanu Reeves clone ring conspiracy. So I sent him a picture of myself holding a skull, and I was just like, you have to, like I was like, make it stand out, like take the picture out of, like create a nice background, and blah blah blah. So I'm waiting, So while I'm waiting,
tell me what to make here.
So he asked me to say what I made there, and I say I wrote it on Fiverr. I need to sleep now. I'm a father. I look forward to seeing what you make. So I really did have to go to bed, but so it was getting late, and I was talking to this guy for a while. So he writes,
"Give me a 5-star review, then I will share some secrets. Your work is complete. I am delivering."
Okay, so this is where it takes a turn. I was like, I started to feel weird where I was like, this guy really needs work. Like, he is actually on Fiverr. He's actively doing this thing. Now, I don't know. I haven't actually done any research as far as like his other jobs on Fiverr. I know I was his first job on Fiverr, and he did it. I don't know if he's the type of person who will do the same exact thing for everyone. Maybe he is, but you know what? He did the thing I asked, and that's all I could say. So like, as far as the quality is concerned, you can see the image that he made for me. But the funniest thing is that he's trying his best to solicit a 5-star review from me for some shady stuff. He's
he got the info, and he found out that it's worth more than money. It's worth a review.
Exactly. He needs to... He's like, if you give me 5 stars, I'll give you all the secrets of the universe. I'm like, that's not cool, Robiul. Like you said you weren't a detective, but not only are you a detective, but you're a business person. Like you are savvy. So he tells me he's delivering the thing, and I say, I'm excited to see what you've made so I can use it and expose my enemies once and for all.
Give me a 5-star review, then I will share some secrets.
Robiul, I'm so pleased with your work, but what about the secrets? So I wrote, how can I trust that you'll give them to me? What do you know?
Yes, I know.
Okay, I trust you. I'm going to post a 5-star review, and then you can tell me everything.
You have accepted my work. I will say.
Done.
Show me.
I was pretty much done with him. I was like, okay, he's trying to solicit 5-star reviews to tell me the secrets that I already know. But then I was like, okay, whatever. Like, good job. Like, I'm not happy with you, Robiul. I'm a little upset. But so he messages Keanu again. So during this, he messages Keanu looking for more work. But he gets a little aggressive.
Tell me everything here first. Tell me what you will do first. Tell me how you will pay for the job, and give me a 5-star review. Then Fiverr link.
You are incredibly demanding for someone who refuses to do a job that I actually need him to do. I don't appreciate your tone. So I will change my mind. I don't need anything from you. Unless you want to go to the island for me.
What? Okay.
So, you'll go to the island instead of me? Can you do a Keanu Reeves impression?
I don't understand.
That's good. But try adding a whoa. so I stopped to so I talked to Robiul for a little while after, but it killed me that he actually did the work, but he wouldn't necessarily tell me. And then he eventually said, I didn't send you this part, so Robiul eventually sends me a message and he's like, tell me what you think. So I tell him, I'm like, I don't think he's the real Keanu. I think maybe there are more Keanus. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it's suspicious. So he tells me what you think is true. It's just what is that?
It's so great. I mean, he obviously was a real person. All bots are real people, but
it was so good. It was so weird and cool. It was funny because I was like, he didn't come across as an evil scammer. He actually did the work. It seems, Steven, I don't really know, I don't know the ins and outs of the situation. I tried to talk to him a little bit of it. According to him, I don't know, like I said, grain of salt this, I don't know how much is true, but apparently he's in Bangladesh and he works with a group of 5 people between the ages of 18 and 21, and they just kind of share Fiverr jobs and just dish out money at the end of the month. So little, they just kind of piecemeal, with the work and just have this little, what do you call, conveyor belt situation. What's the word I'm looking for? It's they make cars using a system that was created by Henry Ford, and for some reason,
automation or.
No,
I know what you're talking about.
It's a simple word, but because I'm trying to think of it.
Something line.
An assembly line. Okay.
Assembly line. Yeah. Why couldn't I think of assembly?
I hate when that happens, dude. It's like I'm literally like I know the origin of these. Like what is that? Like,
my brain was just like product. I'm like, no, it's not product. Like, it's like shut up, brain.
So assembly line. I'm gonna edit it so we know words. We know words. So no, it's like they have like an assembly line situation in Bangladesh where it's like this group of people all doing these jobs as fast as they can, and you know, like maybe I don't know what kind of quality they're like throwing out, but like you see what they sent to me, like it's a passable thumbnail that like for $5.
Oh, it's an absolutely great thumbnail.
Yeah. For $5,
yeah.
For $5, if I want to save myself the time to do it, and I just want to be like, hey, Robiul and Co, like Robiul et al, please do some work for me. It was pretty cool. So I'll put his Fiverr link below. So if you want to go and get your own Keanu Reeves conspiracy for $5, like I would love that. If you send me your own conspiracy thing, like make up your own title or whatever it may be, and get Robiul and his group to do it, we will 100% put it on the show. Like, I'm not kidding at all. Like, anyone who does that, it's going in the show. And like, I want, if you tell them that like Keanu Reeves sent you, it would be even funnier for sure. But yeah, so anyway, that was how I met my new friend Robiul. And it was amazing. That was
a solid robot.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite ones because like there was nothing too dark about it. I didn't get the feeling that like he would have said anything terrible. He was a little pushy. That could just be like a cultural thing, like I don't know. But like
language too. I mean, speaking a second language, you don't know which words are a little bit more aggressive than others.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel
short in text is very aggressive.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, we're in an era where like if you had a period in the end of your sentence, you're probably yelling at me, and I'm mad. like you're upset with me. I could tell because you punctuated a little, like that's. But no, it's just weird. It is unusual and not necessarily great to suggest that people need to give you a 5-star review before you send their if you need someone to agree to give you a 5-star review before you show your work to them, that's kind of that's sus, Robiul. And like I did tell him that actually. So I said to him after this whole thing, I was like, hey Robiul, can I like give you some advice from my perspective, like just like give you some perspective? And he was like, yeah, like sure. And I was like, hey, you came across kind of like rude and pushy by doing this specific thing. So like if you are, because like the thing is, if he's a real person doing actually trying to make money, I don't know how much of that's real. He seemed at least like a real human. I know he's not just using prompts. He's obviously sending the same like intro message, but like he's responding. So I just wanted to like, if you are a real person, like if there's some way that you can soften that a little, you'll probably be able to work with people, because like it's not like you're doing terrible work. I have personally made worse thumbnails for YouTube. You know what I mean? Like it was fine. Like what he did was acceptable. So yeah. So anyway, so I told him that. He seemed cool. But anyway, so that's what I did this week. Pretty much is just working comics. Do that.
We should make him buy a digital copy of Play It Again and tell him to leave us a 5-star review right away.
Robiul, you can't read it until you give us a 5-star review. You agree to give us a 5-star review, and then we will send you the link to the book. That goes for everyone. You can't get the link. The link is not in the description. You have to contact us directly after you post a 5-star review, including the words Stephen Todd, genius, artwork, beautiful.
It's called the Robiul method, and we've just started taking.
We learned everything we know about marketing from Robiul in this week, and it's gonna work out. It's gonna pan out for all of us. It's the Robiul method, and it works. It's tried and true. We are a cult of Robiuls.
Move over, ostriches. We got a new. There's a new sheriff. There's a new giant bird in town.
I wonder if I can get Robiul to like Photoshop his head on an ostrich for me.
Oh man, that would be fantastic.
I hope I'm saying his name kind of right. I don't know, honestly. I did do my best, but it's so funny. I don't know. That was so much fun though. But otherwise, what do you do? My only regret this week, Steven, we're not in costume. It is practically our only chance of a Halloween episode. I think right now we should just say that let's do a post-Halloween in costume episode because we're stupid.
Well, because we can just say, hey, we film on Sundays, so we probably won't actually film on Halloween, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm getting at. Like, we can just post Halloween, like we just, yeah, okay, fine, we'll do it next week. Next week will be our Halloween episode this
you know
season.
What? For those of you who want to keep the Halloween spirit alive, even after Halloween, we're there for you. We have your backs. we're gonna help with the transition from Halloween to like Thanksgiving doesn't even matter. It's gonna, you know, we all know that Christmas music's coming as soon as the clock strikes 12 on Halloween. It happens. Like we all see the pumpkins and they turn into Christmas trees and elves and like.
I wonder if the Mariah Carey song is trending yet, because that's usually how you know it's happening.
Yep. Yeah, she's coming around the corner. It's like she is our Jack Skellington.
You just like trick or treat in the Disney. I don't need a laugh though. Oh no, it's happening.
It's happening.
There's just one thing. She's like whisper singing. There needs to be a horror, dude. There needs to be a Halloween horror movie where it's Mariah Carey
starring Mariah Scary.
Mariah Scary, and she's murdering trick or treaters so Christmas can come sooner.
That's absolutely a movie. That's the best bitches against stitches. Mariah Scary.
Mariah Scary.
Oh my god.
And then like just like how all horror movies take an old song, like they took like for example the Sonic Youth version of "Don't You," like the Carpenters. Like it's like a version like that. It's like I don't need life, oh Chris. It's like a horror movie, and it's like oh my god, Mariah, coming this fall.
What is it? All I want for Christmas. All I want for Christmas is blood. All I want for Christmas.
Dashing through the snow.
Slashing through the snow.
Slashing through the snow.
It's like, Steven, these movies sell themselves. How is this not a thing? So aside from
Mariah Scary.
So aside from the fact that we're creating the best Halloween movies that don't exist yet, what are you gonna do for Halloween this year?
We are gonna go to this neighborhood near our house, and we're gonna bring our kiddos, and there's a bunch of houses, and they're gonna get a bunch of candy. I'm not really sure what my kiddos are gonna be. They can be like Jesse and James, they can be like Power Rangers, they can be Troll. They just have costumes that they have. So but Tina is probably gonna be Tina from Bob's Burgers.
Oh, cool.
I don't really have a costume idea for me yet. I guess I can think of something. Cammy might be Belle, actually. And if Cammy's Belle, maybe I can throw together a pretty cool Beast costume.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah. She got like a beautiful yellow Belle dress. And then Chasey's got like the newer Pink Ranger costume. It's like some sort of like Dino Fury. Whatever Rangers are at now. That's what she has. So
whatever, old man. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. What are you and Atlas's? What are you and Atlas's plans?
Okay, so we're going to go to like a neighborhood that's near here where it's like it's one track, like one and done. Like you go around the whole neighborhood and it's like most of the houses participate. So it's like it's not a lot of wandering. It's just like exactly the houses and there are enough on the street to be satisfied. So like that's pretty much our plan. He's going to be Beryl from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nice.
Like and I'm gonna be Locke, like the Red Devil one. That's what I'm gonna be with him. Steven, I have a wolf onesie, and I want to just get I want to get a red and white shirt and go as a werewoldo.
Well, dude, that's great.
I want to go as a werewoldo. That's what I want. But I was invited to go to this like Halloween event at like a local tattoo shop where like they're gonna play music, they're gonna be like have bands, and it's gonna be like an adult Halloween festivity that I would love to attend. Like I've recently talked about that where it's like I don't feel like I've done that enough in my life, or it's like I'm a single human person, like I'm an adult like single person. I should be out in the world doing that stuff. I'm not doing any of that stuff. So I was invited to this thing and I was like, this is gonna be weird, but yeah, I'll go. Like that sounds like fun. Like I'm gonna dress up. So then I had the idea to be a werewoldo, and I was like, yes,
which is perfect,
dude. And I was like, I think I already have the werewolf part. All I need is to find a red and white shirt. I'm sure a costume store has a Waldo costume somewhere, and if not, I have a red shirt. I could put white tape around it and make it a shirt. I've done that in the past. Here's me as a zombie Waldo in the past. I made this with duct tape. I was zombie Waldo for ZombieCon one year, which by the way, Steven, was my first ever brush with fame. It was weird. Like there was like dude,
really like
because people love a meme, dude. Like people love like if you know a thing and you can say it, like oh, like it just comes out of people. People are like, there you are. Oh, I found you. That's where have you been? You know, like
Yeah.
they have. If they have a dialogue box, they will knock all the low-hanging fruit off for sure. Like people love to just like go crazy pinata on low-hanging fruit. So like if you dress as Waldo, millions of people will say, there you are. Oh, I found you. Oh, can I take a picture with you? And dude, it was a crazy night. Like I was dressed as like a zombie Waldo in a huge, massive amount of people. And at one point, the group, like the crowd, like the sea of undead, like the Red Sea, like parted, and I just like made my way through with my cane, just like dancing as Waldo, and everyone was like clapping and stuff. That's not my life. Like what? That I was like, yeah, but like
this
but
great moment.
It was just like a great Waldo.
That's where you peaked.
I peaked, Steven. I'm trying to recreate that. But I'd be like, where's it been this whole time? Wolf Waldo. I'm bringing a beast back. But dude, that was a crazy night of my life. It was like 2009 or something. It was like, I don't know. Like, it was
when ZombieCon was still a thing. I really wish. We obviously know why it isn't anymore, but still.
So for those of you who don't live in Florida, or, I mean, you all know terrible things happen in Florida all the time, but we had this amazing thing called ZombieCon in Fort Myers and not even because, but just so happened coincidentally, downtown Fort Myers was where the intro scenes to Day of the Dead, George Romero's Day of the Dead, that's where it was filmed. Like all of the intro stuff was shot in where I live. Like not like, you know, like 20 minutes from my house right now is where they shot Day of the Dead. Super cool. I was like, that's such a cool thing about our, like, I love that. I love that I can go and see the steps to the courthouse and be like, that's George Romero sat here. This is freaking cool. Like, there's nothing. I love that stuff. But like that, they use that area to host a huge like fun zombie convention where it was just thousands of people would get together and drink and dress as zombies, and there'd be funny themes, and people would be like all kinds of crazy zombies. Obviously, I was a Waldo zombie one year, you know. But dude, it was like people would do that, and it was so much fun. And then one year, of course, someone got violent and someone shot someone, you know, like so they just ruined everything forever.
Yeah, and it's literally been gone ever since, right? They won't allow it
it was just terrible. It was just
which understandable, maybe the victim, you know, like in honor of the victim's family, or you know, like but man, like that sucked. That was like it was almost becoming like a thing for Fort Myers. Like it was getting bigger every year. It was, you know.
Yeah, like it was a perfect opportunity to invite like celebrities and like do signings and do like fun stuff and like make a name for our little area. You know how that happens, you know? Like things get more exciting and then more people show up, and it's just like now it's like you said, it's like it is a thing. It's a statue for our, you know, for who we are. It's our identity. This is us. That was like my first brush of like crazy fame, dude. Like that was weird.
That's awesome.
Okay, so I'll tell you. So for those of you who made it this far in our episode, we have had some crazy success with this new book with Play It Again, and it's been blowing my mind. Like I know it's been blowing Steven's mind also.
For sure.
One of the craziest things, dude. So we only get to choose 2 categories or genres for the book. And the first time I set it up, I was like, general graphic novel is the first one because it's a graphic novella. And then the second one, I was like, it's kind of a romance story. It's like, you know, like overall, it's a romantic breakup, but it's, you know, there is love and romance there, you know, and like, you know, so I was like, okay, romance. So we opened our book, our little book that we've been creating on this podcast, opened #1 new release in the romance category of graphic novels.
Which is so crazy.
So, dude, and like, it was amazing. Like, now, of course, when I clicked on it and I was like, who's our competition? It's a bunch of pornography. Like, all of this, like, okay. Now, our competition in the romantic graphic novel category is porn and Archie. So you'd imagine that's something where it's like, maybe that's an asterisk. No, I am proud as hell that we are able to beat you, Steven. Like, our sad book beat breasts. Like, that's amazing. Not only that, we beat Archie.
Victory,
Steven. And then I was like, okay, I didn't realize this was a thing. So I changed the general graphic novel thing to be historical fiction because technically it happened. It is historical fiction. It's a thing that happened in the past.
It's a retelling that's not true. Basically.
It's a retelling that has some fictitious things, like your fictitious beard that you didn't have when we were children. But thanks to Steven's beard, it was a semi-autobiographical time travel crap novel. So I wrote historical fiction, and Steven, we also, because of that, opened as the #1 new release in historical fiction.
So great.
I was like, dude, like our little book did this like crazy, like I don't know, it's just been so cool and successful. So if you haven't read it, and you're not waiting for your Kickstarter rewards, go check it out. I'll post all the links below, and like because it's been crazy. It's just amazing. I could like just be. I'm excited for it. I don't know. I'm really happy that
doing great, man.
Like it. I'm really happy people like it, dude. I didn't know.
That's all that matters, really. I mean.
Yeah, it really is. Like, I'm glad people are reading it at all, but it's even better that, like, people actually found something in it. And, you know, I know it's not perfect, and I'm trying really hard to, like, not focus on those things and just recognize that, like, it is what we could have made at the time. That's what it is. You know, like, we used what we had, and we did everything.
It was two dudes with rusty joints in this artistic world, and, like, trying to, like, you know, we're Iron Man 3, okay? We're in some kid's like backyard shed, and we're trying to get back to where we once were, where we were kicking butt and stuff, and you know, so that this was like us building the suit in this kid's freaking shed. That's what it was.
Very true, dude.
And we did it.
We freaking did it. Like, yeah,
we did it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So we did it, dude. We did it. Like I know obviously we still have to work on the music. We still have to finish that and get it out to people. But like the truth is the core of our project, we were totally successful. Like we could not have foreseen this level of success with this thing. And I'm totally proud of us, dude. Like it's amazing.
Me too, man.
So what are you going to do this week? What's the next step?
I'm going to finish song 3 and work on song 4. You're coming over this week too, so we should be able to progress further than we think. So,
dude, that'll be awesome. I can't wait. Like, I mean, we're gonna come. Like, I'm gonna come over your house and just like be like, let's work on stuff. I can't just sit. Let's do it. Like, I can't. I need to work all the time. Like, I don't know. I'm like, dude, I like it. I like having ambition and trying. I do have to be like. I have to watch myself sometimes and be like, be cool. It's okay if you just hang out and watch a movie. Watch Dune. It's 3 hours, and then I'll sit there for like a 3-hour movie and be like. I could be doing stuff. I could be doing stuff right now. You know,
dude, Todd, dude, I literally got a PS5 and I've played Miles Morales for like a total of 15 minutes because I just don't have time. Like I have like so many games to play. I have Final Fantasy 7, Miles Morales. I got Metroid Dread for Switch, and I literally haven't touched any of it because just between Inktober, music, life, work. I mean, there's no time to squeeze that in. If I have time to play a video game, I have time to work on music.
I know, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy, like juggling those joys, kind of. You know, but like,
yeah.
At least the thing we're doing is something that we enjoy. Still,
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
like I mean, you know, you're making music, and like the thing that the song that you've been working on sounds awesome, and I can't wait to hear the next one. But this week, This week, I'm literally going to write issue 1 of Deathless. That's my plan.
That's so cool.
I'm gonna finish writing issue 1 of Deathless. Finish it at issue 1. So like all of the writing for issue 1 is gonna be done this week, so I can move on to other stuff, and then I'll be able to help you with the art like as soon as possible. And of course, like all in the future, and very soon I'll just like write.
The more ahead you are, the more coloring and stuff you can do later, which is what's great. It's perfect.
Not to mention,
we want to go shorter releases. You know, we want to try. I think some of our goal is to get most of it, if not all of it, done before we can do like the horror cons next year. Because we were saying like how we could go to Comic-Con, but and also pitch Deathless at the horror cons. So
yeah, that would be amazing, dude. I really
the Pokemon horrors might sell there too if I saw some prints. I don't know if I should do it, but.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I don't know what the legalities are, but...
No, dude, you can totally do it. You would totally sell prints of your Pokemon horror stuff for sure. People do, like, whatever. It's like everyone knows that although it's not technically illegal to do it, everyone's selling prints of all kinds of original parody type stuff all the time.
Gotcha.
You know, and it's yeah. So I don't know. I'm excited, dude. I'm excited to do conventions. I'm excited to finish Deathless. I'm excited to get like played again into people's hands. I love it. I hope everyone subscribes to our podcast and follows us further, or at the very least reads the book and hopefully you like it. I don't know. Just like I don't know. It's been a good year overall for like artistic fulfillment, I think. You know,
For
like
sure.
I feel really good about where we are, like what we're doing, and it's cool. And you know, I'm just thankful. And thank you for doing it with me, Steven. I love you.
Thank you for believing in me, Anthony. I love you too.
Yeah. I guess we should also thank them. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. If you're only listening on one of the various podcasting apps, thank you. Thank you for listening. And thank you, JD, for reminding me to post the audio every single week.
JD's the best.
JD is the hero of this podcast. If you don't know, he tells me.
He's basically a producer at this point. I mean, he's basically one of the producers at this point.
JD is basically a producer of this podcast. I thank you so much, JD. I thanked him in the book. I don't know. I can't tell you how appreciative I am, because I like everyone else, like I have so much to do, dude. Like I try my best to be there for everyone I have to be there for or can be there for, and I try to like juggle as many things as I can while wearing as many hats as I can, but I just forget stuff sometimes. I drop the ball sometimes, especially with the audio, because I don't hear enough people talk about the audio, so I'm just like, I forget. But JD reminds me every week. He's just like, he'll just send me, hey, and I'm like, oh, JD, and like it reminds, like I know. Sometimes he'll send me like, oh,
you know, Matt, that's so good.
Yeah, dude. So I don't know. So, but anyways, but thank you, JD. Thank you, everyone who's watching and listening, who has followed our journey and like given our book a chance and given us a chance. And I know our conversations are ridiculous and you know they could be silly and stuff, and you know, or too vulnerable and too weird. I think sometimes, but
we're a swinging pendulum of pain and humor. That's what we are. Okay.
Yep. Just the silly, sincere spectrum is just what we do, and I'm glad people are here for it, Steven. Like, I'm glad you're here for it still. Like, this is awesome. I think
episode 60. Our podcast is old enough to be a grandparent, so it could subscribe to itself.
Oh, speaking of that, we're gonna be on Don't Make It Weird soon, because they do that often with their episodes where they say how old their podcast is and what it's capable of. So go check out the Don't Make It Weird podcast, because I believe this week it's gonna be Ray is gonna be on there, and she's fantastic.
Yeah, well, it should air tonight. Actually.
Oh, it's coming out tonight. So
they usually release it at midnight.
So go check out the new episode of Don't Make It Weird, and then I believe next week, if not the week after, we're gonna be on there. So it's gonna be soon. I don't remember.
November 8th, I believe it is.
So every Sunday night / Monday, just check out Don't Make It Weird podcast, and we'll eventually be on there. Hopefully more than once, because we love their podcast and they seem to be friends with us. So, but thank you all for listening. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And this has been We Have Issues. Thanks.
This has been.
But like this stuff's more accessible to, you know, everyone.
For sure. I mean, even me, like someone that like has listened to Coheed and like a lot of cool cool bands. I'm just dictating what my music.
We like cool bands, guys.
But like, I mean,
Steven, name 5 cool bands. 5 cool bands. Number 1.
Coheed and Cambria.
All right, number 2. No, number 1, Coheed. Number 2, Cambria.
Number 3, The 4 Deer 5 Hunter. That's all we need, okay?
Nailed it. We got 5 bands right there.
This has been another fantastic episode of We Have Issues, starring Anthony LaFusi, Stevie Wildcard.
So watch a little longer, make it last a little longer. Podcast
Mariah Scary.
Longer with our heads. Nope. So anyway, love you guys.